There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to TV8's Good Morning Vail for Thursday, Giggles the 15th, 2021. No, July the 15th, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, Eric Soonblad. The Giggle monster next to me, Maddie Evans, the real star of the show this morning. Hope you're having a wonderful little Thursday morning. Enjoyed some of that rain last evening. Did you like that? Did you get the windows open, get some fresh air in?
Yeah, it was so nice because this smoke has been absolutely crushing me, like full blown kicking my butt. So it was so nice to have the windows open and be like, I can breathe without getting so overwhelmed that I think I'm gonna cough up a lung.
Yeah, we don't want that, especially not on live TV. Now it's just always in your head.
It
This entire show, you're gonna be like, don't cough, don't cough, don't cough.
Constant cup of tea.
Don't cough.
Constant cup of tea. Constant.
So everybody out there in TV world, I want you to watch very closely to Maddie today and see when she's holding back coughs. It'll be really great.
I think that when I go to cough, I'm just gonna giggle because I think that the giggling will divert the brain to laugh instead of needing to cough. So
it's a bold strategy. It's a bold strategy. We are innovators here at Good Morning Vail, helping you get through coughing on live television. But I digress. We've got a busy show in store for you today. We have two interviews with XTerra athletes, well, one athlete and one event coordinator from the XTerra Beaver Creek Triathlon happening this Saturday. Super excited to get those guys on. We've got Lululemon, we've got Gear Cyclery. Whoa, it's a day.
And Vail Jazz.
And Vail Jazz.
You can't forget about the music. Yeah, you can't forget about the music ever. Any excuse to go twirling and I'm in. So Vail Jazz, count me in.
I'm just so excited about the XTerra Beaver Creek Triathlon.
I know, I'm super excited too. And there's a special guest coming on with one of the athletes, a very cute four-legged friend.
Oh, we can't wait to introduce this dog. I don't even know his name yet. I'm just looking at this little guy. All right, we have a busy show, so we're going to take a quick break and come back with a look at your local weather forecast.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day. Because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day, weekdays.
We are back. XTerra, the world's leading off-road triathlon, returns to Beaver Creek Saturday, July 17th. With sprint and full distance races for individuals and relay teams. Sign up today at xterraplanet.com and enter TV8 at checkout for an extra 10% off. Live more.
Follow your favorite extreme sports athletes with the Telly Award-winning show, The Line. If you're an adrenaline junkie and need a daily dose of base jumping, skydiving, highlining, biking, kayaking, and more, then look no further. We've got you covered. Catch JT Holmes, Andy Lewis, Cam Zink, and many more extreme sport athletes here on The Line. Check your local listings for more information.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
This is a live shot of the Eagle Valley Regional Airport first thing this morning, and you can see that they're seeing a little bit of that smoky haze still kind of lingering. We need more precipitation to continue to knock that out of the air, and today we are expecting that 20% chance of moisture. We did see quite a bit of rainfall last night It was amazing. I don't know if you enjoyed it, but I definitely enjoyed it. We are expecting those temperatures to warm up quite a bit. First thing this morning, they were nice and chilly. When I was walking to my car, I was surprised. My steering wheel was so cold, and that hasn't happened, I swear, since like April. So it was a nice shock to the system this morning. We are expecting those temperatures to warm up into the mid-70s, that 20% chance of precipitation throughout the course of today. As we take a look ahead into tonight, that chance of moisture is going to ramp down quite a bit, a 10% chance. Hopefully, though, we still see those evening showers because I've absolutely loved them as they've kind of continued throughout the week. That temperature going down into 48 degrees, so another chilly evening into another chilly morning tomorrow, which is absolutely incredible, only because we came off of that very warm week where it was like impossible to do anything and not profusely sweat. As we take a look at all of Colorado, it looks like down in Denver, those temperatures nice and warm, 88 degrees, 75 in Vail, 82 in Avon, and then 83 in Eagle. So both out to the east and to the west of us, those temperatures are nice and warm. A 20% chance of moisture lingering throughout. So just make sure if you are getting on those roadways, you are watching that precipitation as we've had continuous flash flood warnings on the I-70 corridor down by Glenwood. So just be cautious. And then as we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, it looks like for this weekend, we are expecting some precipitation on Saturday, a 50% chance of moisture. Those temperatures slowly warming up into the low 80s. So it is going to be nice and warm July. Make sure that you get out there and you enjoy that sunshine while we have it. Coming up next, we're going to check in with a super cool XTerra athlete.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
All aboard!
Step on. Take a look around. And take a listen. Relax to the rhythm of the train on the tracks. For the kids, and the kid in all of us, the Leadville, Colorado and Southern Railroad.
I'm Tyne Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, a weekend tradition since 1975. I invite you to join us each week as we shine a light on agriculture today and the great way of life that can only be found in rural America. Our team travels the roads less taken to give you a unique perspective on an industry that is rooted in incredible diversity. Come along for the ride as we showcase how farming and ranching isn't just a profession, it's a way of life.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
2 more days until the XTerra Beaver Creek Triathlon kicks off here in the town of Avon and in at the base of Beaver Creek, and we are hyped to bring you as much coverage as we possibly can. And we're starting off this morning right with a longtime Beaver Creek triathlete, Brad Zoller. Yeah. Brad, nice to meet you this morning. How are you doing?
Good, real good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for also bringing your training buddy, Senna, on.
Yeah, she's my main training partner for the last 11 years.
Does she help you out when you're biking and running? Some good motivation?
Mostly running. A couple times swimming. Last summer, we did a lot of lake swimming together.
Really? Was she just next to you while you were?
Yeah.
How far can she go?
Not quite as far as me, but it gets her energy out.
Yeah, yeah. So how long have you been participating in the Beaver Creek Triathlon?
I started the XTerra Beaver Creek 2009.
Okay.
2009, so wow, that's a long time. Like 12 years.
20, 21, yeah, holy cow.
Missed a year or two last year.
What drew you to it? It's such a unique sport, well, combination of sports.
I've been racing elite pro, living in Chicago before we moved out here. And then I think it was the night before the race, my wife went to the airport and I saw the fencing for the race.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to get into that. So I
Let's
called
check this out.
So I went and signed up, and there I was the next day. And 12 years later,
you're still in it.
Still in it.
So were you familiar, when you say you were an elite pro athlete, is that also a triathlon series?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of the road tries and stuff, but
yeah.
I really, really like the off-road stuff better.
Yeah.
It's a little more skill involved and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the road, you're not going to encounter crazy banked S-turns and rocks and logs and stuff.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely a little more skill.
And honestly, in trail running too, it's more interesting. I mean, look at what we are. It's just great to run on the trails here.
Yeah. How do you go about training for something like this?
Interesting you ask. So I used to train very, very hard for these. And then with Corona, I've got 2 kids at home. It's kind of taking it a little easier. So not training quite as much this year, but sometimes that helps.
To not
a little
be
more
training?
I mean, I'm training hard, but
yeah,
not since January like I used to. It's more like since, April, May.
Okay, so it's not an all-winter thing. You're in the gym every day, just...
Not anymore.
Going for it, yeah. Back in the day, though.
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, then it's a full-time.
What do you have a favorite of the sports, or one that you're like, I really do
all
not
my
mood to swim right now, but
I like swimming. They all know that.
You're the fish.
Yeah,
the fish of XTerra.
I try to be. Yeah. It's kind of what I grew up doing. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost more comfortable in the water.
Yep.
Than anything else. Yeah. How does it, when I see footage of the swimming, everybody just launches all at the same time? Is there some like elbow
there
swings,
can be.
or how do you
there
get
can
out
be.
front in that
yeah,
giant
there
pack?
can be.
Yeah. We do not condone any aggression during the XTerra.
You know, that's one thing I've always liked about XTerra is you're sharing the trail, and so people are generally really polite to each other. In the swim, it can get a little chaotic at the beginning, but that's one thing I've loved about XTerra. It's just it's a community where you're racing each other, but you're also all friends because you have to give way, when they're single track, when you want to pass somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to get around them, and there's a lot of courteousness going on out there, usually.
You find that with a lot of the mountain sports.
Yeah.
We're all pretty rad to each other up here as much as possible, so yeah. And you've got an interesting career, too, taking a swerve away from triathlons. You're a pilot.
Right. That was an interesting year. So, last year, obviously. Yeah. So, I actually started flying at Purdue University a long time ago in the 90s. And
the 90s weren't long ago, were they? Oh, no.
Not at all. And then worked my way up through the regionals, and now I'm at Spirit Airlines as a captain, and it's been great. It's been great. They handled Corona really well, and I took a voluntary leave over the winter, and now I'm back to work, and it's been great. They've been really good. Yeah.
How far around are you flying? Are you doing any international stuff with Spirit, or are you mainly
the international's a little on the down low right now because of what's going on. But we do, when we go international, it's South America. We don't do like Europe, and I don't have dinner in Paris, but I wish. But I might in Bogota. So
that's pretty cool.
But we do a lot of cross country stuff too.
Okay. Yeah. As far as when you're flying around, do you ever just take a couple days off and go run a triathlete in Bogota?
No.
Or do you have any ability to do that? I'm gonna go compete back east.
It's nice to have the flexibility to travel and stuff like that. So I used to do that a lot, but now like I said, with kids at home and stuff, I'm not traveling quite as much.
Yeah.
So
you're just trying to do the quick out and back flights then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice that with Eagle County Regional Airport, you just down the road could be your office. Yeah. Have you been scouting the course? Are there any parts of probably primarily the biking that you're worried about this year, or something that you're
but I'm not going to tell anybody.
That's true. I don't want to give secrets away.
No, it's actually the rain's been really good because it hardens up the course and gives you some better traction, so it actually makes it a lot faster.
Yeah, it shouldn't be any moon dust out there.
No, so
good grippy dirt.
Hero dirt.
Yeah, hero dirt. That's what it's called.
There you go.
All right, so you're a natural swimmer. You're going to dominate the swimming part. We're not going to give any secrets away about the biking. What are your kind of thoughts going into this season, going into this particular race?
Going to attack the swim hard.
Okay.
And everybody knows that.
You're fired up this year.
Yeah, everybody knows I go out hard in the water, and that's fine. Bikes for me is just, it's unfortunately one of my weaker spots, relative. And so I just do damage control on the bike.
Okay.
And then the run, I like the downhill run. When I started racing, I think I could run faster downhill than I could mountain bike faster.
You can like
I didn't know what I was
parkour
doing
when you're running downhill.
Yeah,
You can just like hop off of little features.
Yeah,
and downhill
and being
running is great.
having some long legs really helps.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, hey, I am looking forward to seeing how you finish. We're going to be up there filming. Maybe I'll try to snag an interview with you afterwards. But hey, best of luck, Brad. Thank you so much for bringing Senna on, who's decided to take a nap on our set. She's sleepy pup this morning. So make sure to head up to Beaver Creek Saturday morning. Race starts at 9 here in Avon at Nottingham Lake for the swimming portion, and then the athletes will make their way biking up to Beaver Creek Mountain and then go on about a 5-mile trail run around Beaver Creek Mountain. Tune into that this Saturday, and we got more Good Morning Vail coming up next.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day. Because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Follow your favorite extreme sports athletes with the Telly Award-winning show, The Line. If you're an adrenaline junkie and need a daily dose of base jumping, skydiving, highlining, biking, kayaking, and more, then look no further. We've got you covered. Catch JT Holmes, Andy Lewis, Cam Zink, and many more extreme sport athletes here on The Line. Check your local listings for more information.
We are back. XTerra Trail Runs return to Beaver Creek Sunday, July 18th. With 5K, 9K, 18K, and 5x5K relay team races for runners of all ages and skill levels. Even free fun run races for the kids. Sign up today at xterraplanet.com and enter TV8 at checkout for an extra 10% off. Live more.
Continuing our XTerra Beaver Creek Triathlon hype, we've brought on Kirk Ermels, the co-race director and the host of a mountain bike night tonight. Kirk, thank you so much for joining us.
Eric, thanks a lot for having us on.
Yeah,
this is really cool.
You're going to have a late night, so I appreciate
Yeah,
you
we've got a little
early.
bit going on today. Got to get out and mark some trails here in a little bit. Kind of rained on us a little bit yesterday, but we'll get after it today.
That's going to make like Brad said, you're going to have some hero dirt out there.
It's going to be really cool out there.
Yeah. So what's going on with the mountain bike event tonight?
Yeah, so this is a new event we started kind of as an addition to our race week here, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We look at it as a chance to bring in people to the community and have them interact with locals and people kind of just to get together and ride bikes, because all of us enjoy riding bikes, going out, having fun, riding on dirt, and it's a good opportunity for us to do that.
It's the passion for that sport that brings us all together.
It is, absolutely, absolutely.
So it's going to be up on Beaver Creek Mountain?
Yeah, so we'll meet at the base of the Centennial Lift there at our village. We've got a registration booth set up there. We will start registration at 5 o'clock, take off riding at 5:30. It's open to anybody. It's free to sign up. You can sign up on site. And we've got a couple different courses lined out for people to go on, open to all ability levels. And then we'll meet up at the Coyote Cafe there for beers and nachos and things like that afterwards.
Yeah, that's and one of the best parts of mountain biking is
the
post-bike beer with the friends.
Yeah, so that's a lot of the fun of any ride is getting together with your buddies and having a beer afterwards. So that we're trying to just kind of bring that fun, low-key riding atmosphere into our event a little bit more.
That's a good idea, man. Good addition to the
XTerra
we
think it's been a lot of fun. So.
And this one wouldn't be a competition? This
Not
one,
a competition,
just
a fun ride. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Awesome, man. And a couple different courses open for all ability levels.
Yep, we've got 3 different courses that we have set up right now, and we can kind of adjust on the fly based on who shows up. So if you're out there and you're not sure if this is for you or not, come on out. We'll find somebody for you to ride with, and we'll get something going.
You know, best part of riding with experienced athletes too is just being able to get tips from them.
Absolutely.
Like, how did you just corner that fast?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any brands or product demos or anything like that?
We do have some giveaway from our XTerra gear collection. We've got some gift certificates that we'll raffle off. Okay. And otherwise, it's kind of a low-key event. We're hoping this might build into something in the future, but right now it's just kind of us and our buddies and whoever we can bring out to go ride for a while.
Small seeds to big futures.
Yes,
this bike event.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Spread the culture. It's such a good sport. So you're co-race director. What does that entail?
Kind of anything and everything under the sun.
Okay.
We've got a great crew. We've been doing this for 25 years, here at Beaver Creek for 15. A lot of us has been working together for most of that 25 years. And so we kind of just fill in here and there. But for me, I spend a lot of my time working on setting up the race course, planning logistics of the setup as well as race day operations.
Does the course change every year? You
for
like
the most
making
part,
slight tweaks?
Yeah, it's always evolving. For the most part, we've been the same course here at Beaver Creek. From the inception. We've made some tweaks here and there. There'll be a couple new tweaks this year, just based on what terrain is available and some revegetation projects that they have going on. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the job is that layout as well.
Okay. It's a fairly standard course again.
Fairly standard course, yeah. We start at Nottingham Lake down in Avon, ride up Elkhorn Trail. Our longer race does a lap out there, comes back on Village to Village, does a little bit of mountain biking up on Beaver Creek Mountain, and then the run is across Beaver Creek Mountain and around, and finishes up right above the Centennial Lift in our village area there.
You got some good crossing of bikes and runners.
We do have a little bit. There have been a couple adjustments for where we set up our transition this year, but we've got a pretty good plan in place for how to handle that. So, yeah.
How many laps around Lake Nottingham does it take to get the mile?
2.
It's just 2?
2, yeah. Okay. And we end up being maybe a little bit short of the mile, but it's the best we can do with what's there. We basically use every square inch of that lake to get it in, so.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people out there early mornings.
Yeah.
Get their swim practice on.
It's so cold. Yeah, it's a pretty fantastic venue for us in terms of managing and being right in the middle of Avon. It's really cool for us.
Yeah, if somebody wanted to watch all of the races, so they wanted to start at the swimming and then make their way up to Beaver Creek, what's your best advice on handling that from a spectator's perspective?
Yeah, best advice there is to start at the lake and then just head up to Beaver Creek Village. And you can see some of the mountain bike there, and then you'll get to see the run actually heads out from there and then passes by again and then comes back through for the finish.
Okay. So. Yeah, I love that it does utilize kind of all aspects of Beaver Creek and Avon.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and we think it's really cool that it's part of the town as well as part of the resort, and really encompasses the community here.
Excellent. Any challenges in setting things up this year?
Not too much. I mean, I think that everywhere we go, we go to 5, 6, 7 places a year. There's always unique challenges in terms of what's different here than, say, our last race in Alabama. And it's just kind of coming in and utilizing what's available, adjusting to the local community, things like that.
How would you say this course compares to those around other parts of the country? Like, I hear Alabama, I don't necessarily associate that with like triathlon.
Yeah. Believe it or not, there is some fantastic mountain biking in Alabama. Okay. But the big aspect here that's unique is the climbing. There's a lot of climbing because we're starting at Nottingham Lake and finishing up on Beaver Creek Mountain. So there's a lot of climbing. The altitude is a factor, obviously, which is different other places that we go as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously the location, if you're from out of town, you're going to get distracted by views.
Yeah, absolutely. We had somebody one time say that the hardest part is keeping your eyes on the trail because you want to look at the views. I understand that.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So just to wrap things up, tonight, 5:30, base of Centennial for the mountain bike
Yep,
event.
absolutely.
Okay. And you could register on site or go to XTerra.
Go to xterraplanet.com. You can register there. Registration starts at 5 o'clock. We'll start riding at 5:30. And if you can't make it, feel free to come down and have a beer with us at Coyote Cafe at 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Okay, excellent, Kirk. Well, thank you so much for joining us
thanks
this
a lot.
morning.
I really appreciate it.
Everything's looking great, man. 2 days to go.
Here we go.
Yeah. So join Kirk at the base of Centennial, 5:30 p.m. tonight if you want to just get into the sport of mountain biking or hang out with some new friends, and make sure to head over to Beaver Creek on Saturday for the XTerra Triathlon. 9 a.m. at Lake Nottingham is when the race is going to start. We got more Good Morning Vail coming up next.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
I'm Tyne Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, a weekend tradition since 1975. I invite you to join us each week as we shine a light on agriculture today and the great way of life that can only be found in rural America. Our team travels the roads less taken to give you a unique perspective on an industry that is rooted in incredible diversity. Come along for the ride as we showcase how farming and ranching isn't just a profession, it's a way of life.
Welcome aboard! Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Follow your favorite extreme sports athletes with the Telly Award-winning show, The Line. If you're an adrenaline junkie and need a daily dose of base jumping, skydiving, highlining, biking, kayaking, and more, then look no further. We've got you covered. Catch JT Holmes, Andy Lewis, Cam Zink, and many more extreme sport athletes here on The Line. Check your local listings for more information.
From triathlons to relaxing jazz, we've got it all up here in Vail. I'm happy to welcome Amanda Blevins from Vail Jazz. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to try to highlight everything going on in Eagle County and Vail, and you know, sometimes you don't want to be sweating on a mountain bike and running around Beaver Creek.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to offer out here, and live music is in full swing. We right now have the 27th annual Vail Jazz Festival. It's going on, and we have a show tonight.
Excellent. You've got a pretty renowned artist coming in, right?
Yep, tonight we have Chuck Lamb, and that show will be in Lion's Head starting at 6 o'clock. There's still tickets available. It's our Vail Square series, and that's every Thursday, running all the way through Labor Day.
Okay. And I really love what you guys do with Lion's Head, too. You kind of turn the ice rink into a big pavilion, and the music sort of flitters, kind of bounces, reverberates, rather, off of the various buildings, and you can just hear jazz all throughout Lion's Head. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's great. We throw the tent up and build the entire venue. It's just a nice way to incorporate this beautiful valley and the environment into the music, and we're lucky to be there.
Yeah. And it's 27th annual Vail Jazz Fest this season. Mm-hmm. Any special sort of celebrations as a result of that milestone?
Well, we have launched a new series, and that's on Sundays in Solaris Plaza. It's a free community event. So that's also happening this Sunday. We have Joe Smith and the Spicy Pickles that are headlining.
Nice.
Yeah, they're a fun band. And then we're actually opening that series with the UNC Jazz Quintet. And that's part of the educational programming. So we have the Colorado Student Band Showcase, and they'll be opening a few of those Sunday free programs for the community.
So the educational programming, how is that just teaching people about the history of jazz, or how does that wrap into just listening to music?
Yeah, so that's definitely a part of it. I think that all of the musicians do a great job on touching on the history and what makes the music so important. We also have many different programs. We have the Vail Jazz Workshop, Vail Jazz Goes to School, which touches every 4th and 5th grader here locally in the Valley. And then we have this Colorado Student Band Showcase, which basically draws regional musicians that are just up and coming in their careers and their student bands, and gives them an opportunity to get out there and get exposure and kind of entertain a crowd. So.
Yeah, you never know if you're going to be a musician if you don't get exposed to music at a young age.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Great that you guys are working with the school systems up here to do that.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. We have Tony G, who is kind of like a local legend in the music scene around here. So everybody knows him, and he's the director of Vail Jazz Goes to School. And he'll also actually be playing a show on Solaris. I can't remember the date right now, but it's Tony G and Friends, and that's going to be a great show. We'll have a bunch of the local musicians here kind of coming together for some pretty amazing programming.
And that'll be on a Sunday at the Solaris.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have the Thursday in Lion's Head, and that's at 6 o'clock. That's our ticketed series. And then also the free programming in Solaris on Sundays. And then over Labor Day weekend, we have the Vail Jazz Party. So that's just back-to-back music over a 5-day period. The workshop students will be performing at that time. And the passes are on sale now.
Hey, excellent. How much are those guys?
You know, for an all-inclusive pass, it's around $400. We're talking about 35 artists coming and literally programming from 11 a.m. to, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It is just jam-packed. But, if you just wanted an introduction into the festival and then also the Vail Jazz Party, we have the Gospel Show, which is Sunday morning of Labor Day. Nikki Harris is coming, and we'll be at the Ford Amphitheater for that one. So the tickets are there for $50, I believe, is kind of the starting price on those tickets. So it's just a great way to experience the music and kind of get to know Vail Jazz and the jazz party in general.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your organization does such amazing things for us up here, in addition to bringing great artists for us to listen to. So any support that we as a community can give you is good stuff.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, we're just one of the nonprofits here in the Valley, I think, that just tries to bring the best artists out here and have a great time, introduce and draw a larger audience from around the world. And we have a pretty good time doing that.
We get pigeonholed into being such extreme athlete culture up here, with all the skiing and snowboarding. So it's nice to look, we're cultured.
Yeah, but
cultured.
You have to have a time to relax your muscles and kind of just enjoy your friends and your community as well. And I think that's one thing at Vail Jazz that's fantastic. It's just everyone knows each other. It's so welcoming there, and it's really just a time to enjoy, and kind of kick back and just listen and transform your mind into a different area. So a little bit different than the physical activities that draw a lot of folks to the Valley, but it's really, really important and a piece of our culture that we love to highlight.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that. Any special artists that you've got highlighted on the calendar? It's like, oh my God, I can't wait for that weekend.
I'm pretty excited for Davina and the Vagabonds, and that will be the following Thursday. So not today, but next week on the 22nd. She just reminds me a lot of Amy Winehouse, and I love her music. So she's just this powerhouse vocalist, and it's just going to be a great show. So tickets are on sale for that one. It's Thursday in Lion's Head at 6 o'clock, and I hope to see everybody there.
Yeah, awesome. I love that jazz can go from just pure musical instruments to also having vocals. I do so much association of jazz just being guys riffing on guitar and drums and saxophones.
Yeah.
But that vocal wrap into it it's a very varied genre.
It is, yeah. There's a lot of subgenres within jazz, which I don't think a lot of people recognize. But you're right, it's an intelligent art form, and a lot of the music is really the artists reading each other and reading the audience and improvising and creating brand new music to make it a one-of-a-kind experience. I mean, it's just really fun and different, and you know that when you're sitting there and listening to the music that you'll never hear anything like that again. You definitely won't hear it on an album or on a radio. It's literally just happening for you in that moment, and that's what makes it so incredibly special. Oh,
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, jazz. Awesome, Amanda. Well, thank you so much for joining us. As we close things out, where's the best place for people to go to support Vail Jazz? Where can they get their that season pass, if you will,
Yeah.
and just see the upcoming schedule.
Yeah, we just launched a brand new website, so you can head over there. It's vailjazz.org. Tickets are on sale there, and there's more information about our educational components and how to donate and support.
Awesome. All right. And then every Thursday and Sunday, Thursday in Lion's Head, Sunday in Solaris, make sure to check out Vail Jazz. Go support this amazing local nonprofit. And stick around. We got more Good Morning Vail coming up next.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day. Because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day, weekdays.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Follow your favorite extreme sports athletes with the Telly Award-winning show, The Line. If you're an adrenaline junkie and need a daily dose of base jumping, skydiving, highlining, biking, kayaking, and more, then look no further. We've got you covered. Catch JT Holmes, Andy Lewis, Cam Zink, and many more extreme sport athletes here on The Line. Check your local listings for more information.
Step on, take a look around, and take a listen. Relax to the rhythm of the train on the tracks. For the kids, and the kid in all of us, the Leadville, Colorado and Southern Railroad.
Maybe biking is something you recently just got into, and maybe there's a lot of things you don't know about your bike that you need to. Well, we've got a bike expert, Hi Gear Cyclery, and Paul is here this morning to give us all the great information. Paul, thanks for meeting us so bright and early.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Excited to have you. I mean, biking just blew up.
Yeah.
Everyone is getting super into it.
Last year, this year, just massive bike buying boom and just crushing sales across the whole industry. So everybody's getting new bikes and into the sport. So yeah, it's really good.
Bike buying boom. What?
Yes.
What a tongue twister.
Yeah, thanks. Didn't nail that.
Say it 10 times fast.
It's too early.
It's way too early. Not enough coffee this morning to be able to conquer that challenge. So with everyone buying bikes and kind of getting into this, especially being new into the bike industry, there's a lot of things that people don't really know about maintaining a bike.
Yeah, a lot of people think, I'll bring my bike to the shop when there is a problem, not how can I service my bike in the spring or through the season to prevent the problems. So yeah, I just want to try and touch on all that stuff today and get people kind of an idea of what they should be up to otherwise.
I mean, it's kind of like owning a car. You can't just drive the car until the check engine light comes on. You got to be preemptive with this stuff.
Yeah, that is our favorite comparison to use when talking about fork and rear shock services. We generally say if you keep up on the service, change the oil, you are less likely to see a problem. If you don't keep up on it, you're going to see a problem that's going to be much more serious. A lot of people don't realize that the service intervals on your suspension components are surprisingly small. Like RockShox recommends every 50 hours to have your fork and shock in for service, and then Fox is every 30. Granted, they're a little conservative on their estimates, I think, but yeah, still lots of small moving parts under high pressure in there that should have some attention more often than a lot of the newer riders would expect, and we want to try and convey that message so that they keep their stuff running well and performing at its top ability.
I mean, which is so intense. I used to adjust the shocks to people's weights on bikes, and I was like, even this is so high tech right now that I can only imagine if something goes wrong in there, it's a whole to-do.
yeah, it can be super overwhelming just thinking about suspension. But yeah, then if there is a problem, yes, it can get pretty out of hand pretty quickly. And then also just to make sure it's functioning the best that it can for their ride on the trail, having everything fresh and dialed in there. So just, you know, a lot of riders don't understand they need to get in more often than they expect and just bring it by the shop and have us take a look and just ask us what we think. Does it need it now, or can I wait till next spring?
Yeah, which I mean is kind of crucial right now because some people, it's like storage wax for your skis. You're like, no, I don't need this.
Yeah,
it's
what is
fine."
storage wax for your skis even?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly same kind of concept going on with the bike thing. So if people kind of need to bring it in for a service, if they buy a brand new bike at the beginning of the summer, when do you recommend that they bring it in for their first service?
So all the initial break-in stuff, we want them to come in if there's, you know, any little issues, but pretty much every spring we at least recommend, you know, bring the bike by so we can check up on some things that will need service through the season, refreshing tubeless tire sealant, bleeding brakes, all that stuff, for the, you know, pre-season checkup at the very least, and then just, you know, periodic, you know, when there's a small issue, have us look at, you know, some of the other stuff and evaluate the wear on the bike as well.
And there's some definite do's and don'ts to taking care of your own bike at home, and what are they?
Yes, we see a lot of people, the most common mistake is power washing your bike or taking it to the car wash. The bearings and the seals are made to prevent, you know, dirt from splashing on the bike and getting into the bearings and through the seals, not pressurized water. So we see a lot of people that think they're doing a great job, you know, keeping their bike nice and shiny and, you know, hosing it off or pressure washing it, you know, every ride or every week, and then they just end up with bearings that are just running bone dry and a creaky machine that's not doing what it should do on the trail.
So what you're saying is having all of those gears and everything kind of lubed up is what you need to be doing.
Yeah, we also see a lot of people that will wash their bike and then put like a gallon of chain lube on, and because it's so dusty here, I don't know if you've noticed, except for yesterday, it's pretty much always dusty here in the summer, and it just creates a giant mess, and that accelerates the wear on their drivetrain as well. So just getting people kind of, you know, informed and having them come by the shop and just ask the questions, ask the recommendations on what products are going to work for their bike in our region, because it does get so dry and dusty and we have such variability through the season with what the trail conditions are and what's going on out there, that, yeah, just keeping up on the little things will really help them protect their investment, because bikes are not cheap, so we want to help you take care of them.
Especially right now. So if people are like, okay, maybe I can learn how to do this one little thing by myself. You guys sell the supplies for people to do that, correct?
Totally, and they can ask all the questions they want. We're not one of those shops that just kind of points at the hook on the shelf and says, there's what you want over there, isn't it lovely? I think that's going to work. We'll actually answer your questions, walk you through it, you know, pull one of our service bikes down and show you kind of the correct method of getting the bike cleaned or lube the chain, just covering some small things, you know, keeping the little wipers clean on your fork and shock, because those are moving so much while you're out on the trail. On the road bike side of things, just keeping a nice clean drivetrain, because we do get a lot of grit out on the roads that people don't realize are still getting kicked up onto their gears, and yeah, just trying to keep everything clean so that it actually functions well and has a longer life and saves you money in the long run.
I mean, it's definitely worth taking care of your equipment for that reason right there. So if people want to come in and see you, where are you guys located? What's the best way for them to get a hold of you? How far out is your bike service right now?
We are in Avon, right by Loaded Joe's and Pazos, so right centrally located in town here. We are no more than a week out. We always generally try pretty hard to keep the service log pretty short if we have everything in stock to get you rolling. I mean, 2 or 3 days tops for a pretty in-depth service. So yeah, we really try hard to keep that quick, because we know that people's time to get out and play is really important to them here. That's why we all live here. So trying to maintain that is always the goal.
Paul, thank you so much for coming in this morning. Make sure that if your bike maybe even has a little sound coming from it, that you take it over to Gear Cyclery and see the wonderful team over there. Coming up next, we're going to take a quick look at that weather forecast, so stay tuned.
It's going to be another gorgeous day here in Eagle County. Temperatures expected to get near the 80s, but they're still going to be slightly suppressed by the little storm system that we've got in our valley that should be here for a couple more days, mainly isolated to the afternoons though, and it should do a good job of pushing any smoke from the Oregons and British Columbia fires out of our region, which will be good for Maddie so she stops coughing. Poor Maddie. High of 75 degrees today. 8 a.m. we've got a 47-degree high at the base of Vail. Just about a 20% chance of precipitation this afternoon. And then looking into the evening hours, you can expect rain to be at about a 15% chance. Lows at about 48 degrees this evening. So nice, cool, calm evenings. Great to get those windows open, get some refreshed air into the house and keep the pups nice and cool and happy. Panning the view out, looking along the I-70 corridor here, temperatures at 88 degrees down in Denver, 83 for Eagle, 75 Vail, and 82 in Avon. Expanding our view to a 5-day forecast, weather is looking fantastic for the XTerra Beaver Creek Triathlon. High of 79 degrees on Saturday, and that 50% chance of afternoon thunderstorms is going to occur right around 2 to 6 p.m. So we're going to have great weather for the triathlon before the rain rolls in, and then temperatures nice and steady throughout mid-next week before another high-pressure system comes in on about Wednesday to Thursday next week and heats things up. So we're looking good for this weekend, though, and we have a lot of special guests in the studio coming up. I can hear them getting ready. Can't wait to show off some Lululemon models here in the studio. Stick around.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake!
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Follow your favorite extreme sports athletes with the Telly Award-winning show, The Line. If you're an adrenaline junkie and need a daily dose of base jumping, skydiving, highlining, biking, kayaking, and more, then look no further. We've got you covered. Catch JT Holmes, Andy Lewis, Cam Zink, and many more extreme sport athletes here on The Line. Check your local listings for more information.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
We've been talking about getting out there and being active all morning, but to be active and feel good, of course you have to look good, and I have Suzanne from Lululemon, and you've brought quite the posse with you today.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I enrolled the boys that work for us, the men that work for us, and they have just chosen to show up today looking so fine. Each are going to be representing our 3 main sectors of clothing. So our company was founded in yoga, as we talked about last week. We also have developed a serious train/run sector of clothing and accessories. And then we're also really well known for On the Move, which really, in this last year with COVID, was one of the reasons our stock went through the roof, because so many people were choosing to work, well, not choosing, were forced to work from home.
Yeah.
So I have 3 wonderful young men with me today, and they are happy to come on stage and talk a little bit about what they're wearing. They're each representing each of those sectors.
Okay,
one of
perfect.
those.
So who do you want to start with this morning?
I'd like to ask Eddie Arndorfer, to come on up. And Eddie's wearing, come on, wherever you were told to be.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Right there,
Perfect.
pardon me, my fault.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so Eddie, you
Yeah.
are representing yoga, and please just share with us a lot about what you'd like to say about that.
Yeah, so my name's Eddie Arndorfer. I got into Lululemon actually from the yoga community. So these THE shorts, they have the flat waistband, which is why I choose them for our yoga, or when I practice yoga. It's just more of a distraction-free kind of garment to wear, because you don't really want to be fiddling around with clothes while you're practicing. And then I got the Always Agile shirt on, and it's actually in our dye or spray dye pattern, so each one's unique. But the breathability and just the way that it hangs on you, it's just, you know, you don't have to think about it. You can just kind of focus on what you're doing, which in yoga especially is very key.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. Thank
Yes.
you. That's awesome. And then I have Marco Senseo, and Marco is wearing, is representing our run/train. So Marco, give us the deal.
All right, so I am wearing the Fast and Free tank that has no sting zinc technology, which inhibits odor-causing bacteria, which is amazing, especially if you run a lot. Yeah. It's super lightweight, quick drying, and it just feels amazing. It feels like you're not even wearing anything. We also offer it in a short sleeve version, so if you're not too comfortable with the tank, definitely recommend the short sleeve, which I also have. Now for the shorts, I am wearing the Surge Short 4-inch lined version in black. These shorts are perfect for running because they do not restrict you in any way, shape, or form. They have two pockets, one in the liner for your phone, which is perfect. There's a slit there too for your headphones, and then there's one in the back as well for, you know, your keys, your credit cards, or any other miscellaneous items that you might have. And then there's these two awesome belt loops right here for when you're on your run. You can bring a small towel with you or hang your shirt on there. And sometimes I even forget that I hung my shirt on there because it doesn't even tug at you when you're running, which is my favorite part. And then I am wearing Power Stride socks. They have a 3D knit fabric that creates a perfect stretch, as integrated micro cushioning, and it just keeps its shape throughout the day, which we also offer in a low or a no-show and a low ankle version.
Right on. You see, this is why we have such top educators. Listen to how detailed, technical information. I mean, these guys rock the world. And Cooper Hawkins over there, one of our key leaders at Lululemon Men's Store.
Good morning, everybody. Today I'm representing the OTM brand we have at our store. So I'm wearing our Evolution Polo to start, which is building on top of what Marco said. It's made of it's woven with our Silver Essence technology, which is super awesome. It also prohibits that or that bacteria building up, so you can wear it multiple times. They're awesome. They're super great for golf or for going from the office to the gym, whatever you need. Then coming down here, I have my ABCs on right now, which have the jean pocket right here. So you can see they're in the slim, so they're a little bit tighter below the knee, but I roll them up too. And then we have some lining right here that reflects. So they were made for biking from the office to the gym. They're super amazing, warp stream fabric. They're 4-way stretch and anti-wrinkle, so they really are like the best pants I've ever worn in my entire life, really. They're super amazing. We have multiple different cuts, and yeah, they're awesome.
Awesome. You guys did awesome. And I just want to add, probably because it's more comfortable for me to talk about it, but ABC Engineering. So we are famous for ABC Engineering. No, I'm just adding to the point that ABC Engineering, anti-ball crushing. Sorry to be so, you know, we are a pretty edgy business, or edgy company, but what man doesn't want that? I always tell the young men that I work with and the men who shop at our store, it's for your future interests.
Your future investments.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Future generations count on it.
I absolutely love it. I just took my dad in with me to the Lululemon store, and he bought a pair of those, and he was like, these are the nicest, most trendy pants that I own, and I was like, oh, Dad, I am so happy for you right now.
And most of the time when we're fitting guests with ABC, anything ABC, I always say anything with a fly-in zipper has ABC Engineering in the men's store, I have them do squats. And they're like, oh my gosh, that actually feels fantastic, right? They can squat in their jeans.
Which is incredible, because then if you're someone maybe who works in a place where you're picking up heavy things, you don't have to worry about ripping your pants.
It's amazing. You guys killed it. Thank you. And did you want them to join us?
I do want them to join us. So we're going to talk about hiring because you guys are hiring in both locations right now, in the men's and the women's, which is such a great opportunity, only because you guys have such an amazing culture.
You know, honestly, the culture at Lululemon is par none the best of any business one could aspire to be a part of. I think all four of us will share willingly about what we love about Lululemon. But the culture it gives me goosebumps to think about it. It's a place I walk into every day with earnest excitement to see the people I work with, as well as just to be a part of that culture and community.
Which, I mean, even from my shopping experience there, you can tell that everyone is happy, everyone loves their job, and it's also just such a fun environment to be in. So being an employee there, not only with the benefits that you guys have to offer, and
remarkable.
Yes.
Remarkable benefits. We have health insurance. We have a employee share program where when we invest in the company matches us.
Wow.
We have a 401k. We have exceeding number of opportunities to get private coachings on our own entrepreneurial concepts. So you might step into Lululemon ready to be an employee there, an educator or a key leader there, but you can parallel experience be developing your next track in life. It's a remarkable situation.
Which is absolutely incredible. And I mean, such a good opportunity for people right now living in the Valley, and especially because I know some of you have been here for a while, some of you are brand new. Do you guys want to just come on over here? Come on over here. Come get cozied up on the couch with us. We'll make it a whole team thing.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Boys, be a part of this. Men.
You're
the men. They're boys to me, but they're men to the rest of the world. I'm teasing you.
I mean, so incredible. And so some of you guys are new to the Valley. I know you're brand new to the Valley. And so how are you liking the new Lululemon kind of scene?
So I love it. I came from Des Moines originally. I transferred over from there, Lululemon. But I got started because of yoga practice, and all of the yogis there were actually key leaders at my local Lululemon. And when they brought me in, it was a combined men and women's store. And then when I moved out here, they're separate, which I kind of like because it lets our educators and key leaders focus on more of a masculine fit style or the feminine fitting style just at one time. So when you come in, it's just undivided attention, really good educating, and yeah, we're gonna let you leave with your problem solved.
That's so good, Eddie.
I can attest to that because I went in for 2 things and I left with an entire Lululemon wardrobe. Thank you,
It does
Suzanne.
happen. It was so fun to have you in the store, and I was not trying to sell you. It just worked.
I mean, it just worked. I ended up buying a lot of things. Basically, next week when she comes on, I'll be dressed in my Lululemon work attire outfit.
And she is a walking model. It's just like a walking mannequin. So beautiful.
Please never leave me. Please just stay here forever.
We'll be besties for a while.
Yeah, we will, because I need this in my life constantly. And so, where are you from? How long have you been with Lululemon?
Yeah, I was born and raised here. I'm 20 years old, so I go to school, but I took the spring semester off. I go to CU Boulder. And I had worked for Lululemon since May of 2019, so I've been with this specific one since it was combined in that old store. Yeah. And I started with Suzanne
3 years ago.
3 years ago now. So I've been seasonal, but in the past 8 months I've been here, just with COVID and everything. And then I also work down at the Highland Square store.
Nice.
So I've seen the company from a few different angles, and I can definitely say the Vail, working in Vail has definitely been the most fun for sure. It's been a very good experience.
I mean, that's because, not to toot our horn here in Vail, but we're kind of the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you?
Yeah, so I was born in Vail, raised in Gypsum, and I just graduated from Kansas State University. Go Cats!
Yeah.
And so I am back just for a while. But I've only been with the company for about a month, and just the feeling of being empowered by your coworkers and the company as a whole to just get out, and as Suzanne was saying, follow your career path, and they just help you achieve those goals. And it's just been an amazing experience, especially with the gender inclusive kind of style fits. I've bought a couple of t-shirts from the other store, and a lot of the guys that have came into the pop-up mention, they're like, oh, where is that at? And I'm like, oh, actually that is just at our other store, and they just feel great, the material's great, and if you look good, you tend to feel good.
That's so fast, right? I love that you brought that up. And I think one of the things that we really are trying to do is say that we have 2 different stores, and you described it beautifully, as did you, and it's a super wonderful, inclusive environment. People, anyone can walk into Lululemon and know that they will be met head on, front, face on with who they are, and we will embrace them and support them.
Oh my gosh, so amazing. We are so out of time for the show today. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow. Go into Lululemon, get yourself a new career. Maybe this is the place for you. And everybody, double hand wave. Bye. See you tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be live from 7 to 8.
Hey everyone, I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I am Mitch English, and we welcome you to Daily Flash. Elizabeth Hart, she is out, so we want to thank our buddy Raisa for hanging out with us and been doing that all week long. Are you excited?